That's it. There's some pretty good numbers again this game. I think Tommy's team is bowling good. Pete's team is bowling good. Wiseman's team's got 1,100 with a bowler to go.
Tomorrow they want to know if you're going to wear your sweater for the Baker.
Man, I'll tell you what, I feel like I'm wearing it right now. It's like 85 degrees in here. There's no shot. My team would like for me to. My ball knocks them more down when I wear my sweater. But
I'm trying to get somebody to bowl my IB Open next year with no shirt on.
That won't be me. You may be able to find somebody, but it won't. Nobody wants to see that out of me, I can promise.
You know, we do let females bowl our event.
Well, then that's an idea. Yeah, that's an idea. I like where your head's at.
It went from being the worst idea to the best idea in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Hey, real quick, while you're here, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, gosh.
Kind of positive night. Trying to make the most positives out of everything.
Okay.
Somebody said I need to be the USBC CEO, and I went off on a rampage.
You went on a rampage?
Yeah.
You didn't like that idea?
Oh, we just talked about it. I love the idea.
I was going to say, why wouldn't you like that idea?
I don't think I could get much done there.
No?
No.
Why not?
It's all about votes.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure I could go in with my crazy ideas and get too many votes.
Get him to pass. That makes sense.
I could be wrong. I mean, Andrew Kane. I mean, it's a good change there. I like that.
I would agree with that.
But so here, I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. I want you to tell me something that's happened since Tom Clark's been the commissioner of the PBA.
Oh gosh.
That you've liked.
That I've liked?
Yep.
Oh gosh.
It's positive night.
How long do I have to answer?
Putting you on the spot.
Wow. Something
Is it really
he's done
that hard?
I'm going to tell you what, as much as a bowling fan as I am, I can honestly say that I probably watched one show this year. I watched maybe 2 shots of the summer series and maybe 1 show, if that tells you anything at all. And I love bowling. So,
all right, but a lot of that stuff is mandated by above him.
Right. No, I'm not placing the blame on Tom or anyone else.
So some examples that were already brought up in the chat tonight was that the TOC now is now available to all the people that have won the TOC, and you don't have to be an exempt player. So Mark McDowell's going to get the bowl at TOC.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Some people said that Chris Paul, being someone that's promoting the sport of bowling now, is a good thing for the sport. Whether you like basketball or not, the fact that he's endorsing bowling is very positive.
When you have a name like that gets behind your sport, that can't be anything but good.
And, you know, Tom Clark has a lot to do with that. He likes that kind of stuff.
Well, that's good, yeah.
You know, there were a lot of positive things that were said earlier. We talked about how it's not an exempt tour anymore.
Right. Which, yeah, that's something I've said for a couple years, that, you know, turning away entries never makes sense to me in any way, shape, or form. So opening it back up, I think, is a good thing. But you're asking a left-hander about something good on tour. You're not going to find many left-handers that have a lot of good things to say about tour right now.
That's true.
We didn't have a good season.
Now, if somebody wanted to say, hey, Mike, what would be the first thing that you would do differently with the PBA Tour, is I would... It's twofold. The first thing I would do is I would try to get more interactive with the people that come to watch. Give away Jack Link's beef jerky, stuff like that while we're there.
Which is good.
Alka-Seltzer, maybe 5-hour energies or whatever other sponsors we may have.
Right.
And then the other thing that I would do is I would make sure that when we put patterns out, that there's enough volume and there's enough oil on the lanes.
Yeah.
That Brian Valenta's playing right at 15 most weeks.
Absolutely.
And the guys are using, with lower rev rates, they're actually using box finish top end balls.
Which would be great. I mean, and that may have something to do with why the left was so bad. I mean, the righties are in the left gutter game 2.
Yeah.
You know, how are we going to get the ball down the lane?
The old collegiate match games in St. Louis, it used to be the lefties would dominate early on the house shot.
Right.
Strike and spare, strike and strike.
Strike and
strike.
strike.
Then towards the end of the tournament, the lefties were not outscoring the righties because your laydown area, if you tried to move in, you were getting more early hook.
Absolutely.
So you had the ball down and stay left.
Absolutely right.
And you were throwing urethane, plastic.
Trying to keep up with the guys that were curving the whole lane with the high
resin.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't agree with the low volume. And I agree with more oil on the lane. So, you know, I'd like to see Fagan playing like 15 with an asymmetrical ball.
And I'm sure the manufacturers wouldn't mind actually getting their high-end balls for people to see them again.
Those are the 2 things I would change off the top. And I think those are simple things you could do.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
But at the same time, when you have I don't know what's on their plate. Sure. I don't know if there's enough time in the day to do that. And then the question would get asked upon me, what is that going to actually do to benefit prize funds, and what is that going to do to actually help? And you really don't have an answer for that. It's only just things that you're doing to make it cooler.
But there's also, I mean, a number of guys that see the same, not exactly the same guy, but the same type of bowler every week, winning and making a show that they go, well, I don't do that, so why bother even going out? You know, so I can learn to Belmonte it, throw it over the left gutter, and bring it back from everywhere, then why bother? Hate to run, but I'm on deck.
All right, bud. Good talking with you.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks, everyone, for watching.
All right, question here in the chat. Should patterns be posted prior to a tournament starting? I see it both ways. I post patterns, and there's a reason for it. All of the airlines other than Southwest charge you per bag. And I think a local player being able to transport as many bowling balls as he wants, as opposed to a player traveling in from out of town only being able to bring 6 or 8 because they can't take out a small loan to get their equipment there, is an advantage. And I don't like the advantage of that. So I like to gear people in a direction of what type of equipment to bring and let my pattern do the talking and make them have to make shots. So that's one of the reasons why I like to post patterns. So that's my opinion, but I see it both ways. All good. One more. InsideBowling.com team is drinking beer. And
last game.
Last game.
Wow, that was really loud.
Who turned that up?
We had Chris Hester sitting way back in the chair.
That's what you get for sitting in my seat and messing with my stuff.
Hearing empty bottles hitting the trash in the background, that was probably Doug throwing away his beer bottle.
Nope.
So what do we got here?
We have a bowling tournament comprised of 27 5-man teams.
I'm trying to get
some women.
Megan Kelly to join us in the booth.
Yeah, where's she at?
Brian, are you done bowling? Oh, he's right here. he's right here with us. I was wondering what was going on here. Doug, I think everybody's tired of hearing my rants. I've been ranting the whole time.
Good. I've been listening to them for 14 years.
If you refresh your browser and look down below, you'll see Pete Weber's 300, and you'll also see the 300 and 1325 game by Jack Laffey. Those are now uploaded down below. Hey, that Broom picture on your Facebook page, how did you do all that? What's the story with that?
Dude, you don't know about that?
No, I don't.
It's something, it's legit. I had Amy so freaked out she didn't come in the house.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, it really, it freaks me out, but it's just the weight of this right here.
Yeah.
As that comes up and the weight at the top, it balances itself.
No way.
It's supposed to, I mean, and people joke around like it's something with the like the gravity and like centrifugal force of the planets and stuff. And like there was a day where somebody posted on Facebook, today is the day where this can happen. And it just took off. Everybody was, somebody posted like today is the only day because of the line of the planets or whatever that this can happen. And so he posted it and it took off. And so I believed it too. So I did it and it happened. I was freaked out. But then as I posted it and it continued, everybody kept doing it, then it finally got back around like, no, this can happen any day of the week. It's something with the weight of the broom. It's just a weird deal that those bristled brooms will stand straight up. But I left it there for a week. Just
really?
like Amy, like walk around it.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. I was wondering how that worked.
Yeah.
So here in front of us, Doug, we've got some pretty good competition here.
I know we do.
The pairs we're watching right now, Chris Hester was just up in the booth joining us, and their pair is up on the stream right now. Along with Brian Burkhardt's team with Cody Clayton and Danny Spink and John Brocklin and them. Dave Armstrong's team with Liz Johnson, you'll see on lane 18 right now. As well as over on 19 and 20, we've got the Fagan, Hester, Wolf team. And they are crossing with the team in red. Who is that team, Doug? Do you know that team?
That's our boys on that. He's got some stability.
Oh, yeah, Mr. 290 from earlier today. And then over on the left pairs are A-Pod, so to speak. We have Chris Taylor on the approach there from the InsideBowling.com team. The boys are bowling good. And Tommy Jones' team with Derek Oaf, Jesse Buss. So that's where we're at right now. We're efforting to get Megan down here. B-squared working over there now.
They're way down on the right side.
Yeah, I think she'll get down here.
I'll go grab her.
Yeah, do that. Get her. We could use a fresh look here. This bowling center is a 36-lane bowling center. Kind of an odd number, 36 lanes. 36 teams would have been a max field this weekend. We have the smartest bowlers in the world in our chat. They already know it. Texas bowler from Illinois. Nailed it 36. I wanted to start a new segment on our show where we do the chat moment of the day, and I was going to write them down and award a prize. So what we're going to do is, who was the person earlier, and I apologize for not writing it down, who said that I should be the CEO of the USBC? Was that Bowling for Dum Dums? I'm pretty sure it was. Well, that's our chat moment of the day, Bowling for Dum Dums. You win a used piece of 3/4-inch black tape. Send over your address to Mike at InsideBowling.com, and we will get you that used piece of black 3/4-inch tape. Chat moment of the day brought to you by Bowler's Tape. $80 viewers here tonight. It is the Mary Teubner Memorial Classic here, team tournament. First year for it. It's the inaugural. 27 teams trying to cut down to 10. They're in their last game. They bowled 5 games this morning on Abbey Road, 5 games now on Broadway. And the scores tonight, although they look like they were going down as teams are struggling, they've actually gone up a little bit if you look at the overall numbers. We'll have standings through game 9 here shortly. Right now, as Team Bear is setting the pace at 11:58, Team Wolf 1,044. Third place, Turbo 201 grips. It's Jeff Riggles and his crew, the entire lineup, the entire team. They're bowling in the same order with Mac leading off, Shades, Anchor, and the other 3 in the middle. Right now, tie for 9th at 7:30 over is Team Westner and Huge Midgets, who bowled a huge game of 12:35 a little bit earlier. 13:25 as I mix up the digits. We've been streaming since 9, actually 8:45. Going on, what is that, 15 hours of coverage here in the booth, Doug and I? Earlier I made a statement that 10th place is going to be 723 over. Epic fail. Definitely is not going to be that number. It's going to be increased by at least 150. $923 might be the number, dum-dums. Doug is efforting to get Megan Kelly to sit in the booth. I don't know how that's going over. Team Joe Who, Mark Henninger here up on lane 14. Strike for Mark. There's just so many good teams here from all different parts of the Midwestern area, and even a few that have traveled from farther than that. Doug has done his job. Pull up a chair so she's like totally more than welcome. Pull away. Oh, it's easy.
She's got the new friend. First of all, can you hear us?
Yes.
And then just talking to that thing.
Barely.
How are we doing?
Oh, that's better.
There we go.
All right, so
it's so loud that we have to keep these things turned down when we walk away.
Right.
So we've been broadcasting now for almost 15 hours.
Right.
That's a long time.
It's a very long time, and we're a little worn out, so we need some fresh new blood here in the booth, and we are joined by someone I don't really know all that well.
We've become like best friends in the last 2 hours, so that's why this was an easy sell for me.
But I will say that I've had a couple of conversations about you recently.
I hope they're good.
Oh.
One was about your ball roll and how you bowl.
Yeah.
And the other one was about your physical appearance.
I hope both were
with
good.
my girlfriend, actually.
Nice.
Which I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Kim if she's watching. I really do. She had a bit of a rough night last night, had a little too much to drink. She's recovering today, and I'm thinking about her right now. But we sit on the couch and we talk about multiple topics. And one thing is I think I really like the way you throw the ball. You've got a little more hand on the ball than than normal females. You know, a lot of females don't have a lot of hand on the ball, and you've got a good physical game. But we were also talking about just bowlers in general, and we were talking about the whole thing about, you know, she's got this thing for Tommy Jones.
Who?
My girlfriend.
Oh, yeah?
She really, like, in college.
I don't know what the obsession with Tommy is.
I don't know.
I like him at all, but...
Yeah, it was like a college bowling thing.
Overrated, I guess.
I don't know. Hey, to each their own. I'm not going to criticize
I love
attraction.
Tommy. I don't want to make it seem like I don't.
I'm not going to criticize attraction at all. So we were just talking, and she's like, is there any female bowlers, you know, that you think is, you know, attractive, you know? And I'm like, man, I got to think about that.
There's so many to choose from.
Yeah, and there's really not. And she was kind of jealous, like, of the... She really wasn't jealous.
Right,
I mean,
but it's just how us girls
but
are.
the fact that we were having this women's tournament, and Paula Vidad calls me, like, all the time.
Yeah, that was a fun deal.
Okay, and there's a lot of times that, like, I get so many phone calls in a day. Like, I'll be on the phone for, like, 2 hours before I even say hi to her.
Nice.
Like, I'm a horrible boyfriend sometimes, okay? I
well,
really am.
That's all you do is talk, so.
Right, exactly. Okay? So we were talking, and we talked about the St. Louis tournament. I said, so were you jealous, you know, all the girls we were talking to? And she's like, no. And she's like, oh, but by the way, who in that tournament do you think, you know, that if you were single that you'd want to talk to, or whatever.
That's just you don't even answer
I know,
that question.
It's such an odd
No, we do.
conversation.
No, we have a really good relationship like
good.
that.
Yeah,
We do. We
Swingers.
really do.
Until she throws it back at you sometime.
No, she doesn't. She's actually really the coolest girl in the world
That's awesome.
when it comes to this. So I was just like scratching my head, and I just kind of said, Megan Kelly.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, that's what I said. So anyway, I haven't gone any further than that. That was the end of the conversation.
Very smart on your part.
That was the end of the thought process completely.
Right.
So
you're setting yourself up for disaster.
So that's all I know. I mean, that's really, and then obviously, you and Shannon, and I've seen you. Shannon won the Proprietors Cup, all that good stuff. And your mom is just the nicest
she's
woman
awesome.
on the planet.
Yes, she's awesome.
Linda Kelly, Hall of Famer, USBC Hall of Famer, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, welcome to the booth. That's
thanks.
really much all I know about you.
Yeah.
So
we'll make it as awkward as possible right from the start.
Hey, that's how I like it.
Yeah.
Nice and awkward.
pretty awkward.
She's got a friend with her tonight.
Mr.
And
Ouch.
I thought we were Facebook friends.
We aren't.
I thought for sure because I was trying to find this.
I'm pretty picky about who I friend.
You've been requested. But I don't have Mr. Ouch either.
You've been requested.
Yeah.
I actually uploaded a picture of Mr. Ouch, a.k.a. the Little Slammer.
The little
I
jammer.
did. Oh, yeah, that's right. I put Slammer, I think, though.
Oh, that's fine. Well, here's what I get.
Mr.
Wow.
Ouch number 2.
Okay, I didn't put Mr. It's just Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah, that's rough. There he is.
There he is. Ouch,
He's got his own Facebook page.
Well, I'm going to request Ouch, too.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Do you have to take a breathalyzer before you get on the microphone here?
No.
We're talking about Mr. Ouch.
Yeah, we are.
Don't be jealous. I'm taking care of him.
So meanwhile here, Ohio area?
Yep.
Dayton, Ohio.
Yep.
Born and raised your entire life?
Yep.
Bowling
I got a buddy,
career.
my college roommate's from Dayton area.
Really?
So we're a little bit older. But
Yeah. Bowling career. I don't really have a career.
Youth bowling? Like you start out youth bowling?
Well, my parents owned a bowling center when I was very young. I think 2 is when they owned it, or when they first bought it. They had it until I was about 10, so I had my first fingertip ball when I was about 4.
Nice.
Bowled my whole entire life. My mom was on tour in the late 80s, early 90s. My dad's on the senior tour. I follow Shannon around everywhere.
Yep.
I'm just a groupie, really.
But you throw the ball really well.
I try.
Oh,
I've
awesome.
it's funny. I've really worked on my game for the last 6 months, and I've spun it my whole life, and I've tried to not spin it as much.
Yeah.
And in return, it's kind of made me not hook it anymore. So the last couple of weekends that I've bowled haven't been so well for me. So kind of trying to learn how to hook it all over again, but
Okay.
it's a work in progress.
So, career? What's your career now?
I work at a bowling center.
You are at the bowl?
Yep. I am a food and beverage manager at Capri Lanes.
No kidding.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you enjoy working with the food, or?
I don't really work with the food a whole lot. I just kind of oversee everybody that does everything. Mostly the bar, and I enjoy it. I worked at the desk for a couple of years, and it's a lot more fun in the bar.
Yeah.
People aren't as grumpy, so
Right.
I enjoy it. I mean, my life's spent in a bowling center, so if I did anything else, I'd probably feel weird.
Yeah, I do bowling center consulting, and the bar and food area is a huge opportunity for bowling centers because most of them are running over a 50% cost of goods, and usually they're also holding on to a bartender a little longer than they need to.
Absolutely.
Due to thinking that if they let that person go, that all the leagues are going to leave.
Yeah, that's such a...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the correct way to think.
It's not, but it often is given as the excuse and the justification.
It really is. I guess you just trial and error, get rid of somebody and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm observing the operation here as I always do, and the general manager of the bowling center is like the backup bartender here, and it's not even the general manager, it's the owner.
Wow.
He's been bartending this weekend.
That's awesome.
And all of his staff in there has been on it.
Yeah, they have.
They've been very, very
good.
Like
as soon as you walk up, they are right there. It's very true. And it always helps when you have more than one person, too.
You don't get that all the time. Yeah, a lot of centers are short-staffed.
Yes.
Maybe the snack bar person's also working the bar.
Absolutely. And that happens a lot because, business is slow, so.
That's a words of wisdom out there from Megan Kelly, food and beverage expert. She says, don't be understaffed. Make sure there's a couple people working in that department. You'll sell more food and drink.
So true. You don't want to leave people waiting to be thirsty. They could have already had a beer down by now.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Liz Johnson.
I love me some Lizzie.
What do you know about Liz Johnson?
She's awesome.
As she sticks her tongue out at you. She's so giddy. She's just so happy to see you in the booth.
She's just so tired. She's ready for bed. This is way past Liz's bedtime.
Yep, 8 more shots.
Where they're at. I'm missing their score sheet. I can't find it. That's Aaron Jones right there. Oh,
Danny Spink's just walking off the lane like that was like Clint Eastwood right there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that face.
Oh,
I didn't
what
know
was
what
up with that?
I don't know.
I've never seen that move. Spink is our this year's IB Open champion, so we like to see what he's doing, but I didn't see that walk through 2 days of coverage.
Davey 300 here says Mark Roth and Tom Baker threw pretty good spinners, and they did okay.
That's so true. I talked to Tom a lot about ball roll, and he doesn't necessarily think I should change it, but it's funny because I shoot my spares kind of over end, or I used to, and he would always say, if you could have your release like you shoot your 10 pen, you could really do well, but I have just not mastered that.
Yeah, forget that. Up the back of it, rolling it.
And that's not really what I want. I just on tougher patterns, I struggle when I spin it on tougher patterns. I mean, when they're really dry in the fronts, I have no trouble. I mean, I have no problem getting it down the lane. But
well, then just bowl tournaments with a lot of friction.
There you go. But I don't want that. I mean, I want to be able to bowl good on everything.
Okay, so you are you with any ball companies or anything?
I am not.
Okay, so here's the deal. Whenever you're bowling on like really hooking stuff, throw Storm.
There you go.
And whenever you're with polish, Frantics, Manic, stuff like that. And then when you're gonna bowl on something that you need it to roll,
Brunswick, DB.
Yeah, exactly. With surface.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
You might ping a lot, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean you're hitting the one. If it's hard, it's okay to not carry.
That's right. Spare it all the way.
We're sitting here talking with Megan Kelly here up in the booth. Doug Lakey, Mike Flanagan, and Megan here joins us. Did you guys drive down, you and Shannon?
We did. It was about 5 hours. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
We actually rented a Mustang, so it was fun.
You rented a Mustang?
We did.
You guys spending some of that Proprietors Cup money?
No, it was funny. I don't know if she has something special when she went. She always likes to try to get something different because we rent cars so much that she likes to just be able to drive everything. That way she knows what she likes. So they were going to give her like I don't know. I don't even remember what it was. But she was like, well, I've already had that. Is there anything else I could get? And he was like, well, I could probably give you a Mustang for the same price. She was like, oh, sold.
Yeah.
Take it. So.
You just made an interesting comment. She likes to drive all the cars to see what she likes. You might want to keep a leash on that.
That's so true. That's funny.
I'm sorry we asked you to come to the booth.
Well, it's funny. She's kind of been car shopping for a while, so I think she just likes to drive them all instead of having to go and deal with some stuffy car salesman.
So you've been to a lot of events.
Yes.
You guys have traveled and seen a lot. What do you think of events like the Proprietors Cup, this one popping up now, the events that we're doing? I mean, these have all just come out of nowhere.
It's so true. I think they're awesome. I think any bowling in general is just fantastic. I mean, I feel like our sport's dying, and I hate to say that, but we need little tournaments here and there, and we need tournaments to build on, and it's important to keep our sport growing.
What do you think of the live streaming and things that we're doing?
I think it's awesome. It's funny, but like I wasn't there for the Proprietor Cup, so we were actually driving. My mom and I bowled a tournament, and we were driving, and we were watching it on our phones. My dad was driving.
Really?
He had his phone out. My mom was in the passenger seat. She had her phone, and I was in the back seat, and I had my phone, and we were all watching because where we were driving through, like it was cutting in and out. And I know Beaverview had really bad reception, anyways, but. So it was cutting in and out, and finally when it got down to the end, I was like, oh my God, you have to pull over because we have to see this. Like, it's very important. So we actually pulled off the road, and we found a spot where we had good signal, so it was good. But, I mean, without that, we would have had to just hear. We wouldn't have gotten to see any of it, so it was awesome.
There you guys are right here on the InsideBowling.com.
Mom and she thought it was cool that we had to bowl against each other.
Facebook page. Who, I think, did your mom beat you?
I think she beat me the second game, but I beat her the last time we bowled.
Right.
And she only beat me by a couple. Don't make it seem like she blew me out of the water.
No, I know. I wouldn't say that. I just remember a beat down.
It was.
What did you think of the event in St. Louis that we had? It was on a holiday weekend, which probably made it kind of tough to come out. You know, you like to enjoy your holidays, but you know, how did you feel the event went? Did you guys enjoy yourselves?
We did. It was really good. I love bowling in general, so anytime we can bowl anything, it's fun. And I always enjoy bowling with all the ladies. It's always fun.
Yeah.
And it was close, so we could drive. And it was fun to take my mom. She works a full-time job, and she can't get a whole lot of time off, so it was good that we could just do it on the weekend.
Yeah, that's good.
She's really looking forward to the next one. She's been practicing a lot. So
Really?
Yeah.
Which one is she going to bowl, Decatur? or?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Decatur's going to be a great event. There's going to be added money in that one, almost like 10 grand.
Wow.
John
that's
Jordan's
awesome.
working really hard. Then they're going to have like a band or karaoke on Saturday night.
Nice.
So, you know, some stuff to hang out and do. So.
Well, that's good.
But we've got standings up after Game 9 now down below. If you refresh your screen, you'll be able to see the standings. And his Team Bear is still out in front, 1292. A little over 100 pins behind. Team Wolf's moved into second. They're at 1181. 150 behind them is a Solid 9 Pro Shop. That's Pete Weber's team. Team Wolf has Mike Fagan on it. Mike Wolf, Chris Hester, those guys. Pretty good team there. And then fourth place, Jeff Riggles, Turbo 201 grips from Wisconsin. Fifth place, InsideBowling.com.
Hey.
How about those guys?
Whoop, whoop.
Give it up. And then Jeff Carter's team, Turbo Tech. Brett Shepard's team, Tommy Jones' team moves into 8th. Mark Henninger's team, Joe Hu, and the Huge Midgets are still hanging out with that huge game they bowled earlier. 1325. If you didn't get a chance to see that 300 by Jack Laffey at 1325, there's a video down below you can see 300 1325. You can watch the 10th frame. And also, that's our top 10, and on the outside looking in is Team Westner. 40 pins out, 42 out. They're going to need about 11:20, 11:30, I think, this game to get in.
I think they got it. I mean, I think they have it in them.
Yeah, definitely. They're very talented.
They struggled a little bit the last game, but Shannon didn't. She had 290.
I was going to say they
cow.
were going to get to maybe 1100, but 90 of it was going to be Shannon. I had people ask me for updates, and then that's what led us to this.
She had 779 for the first 3.
There, see. Oh, 1.5. That's her new name.
I love that.
And it's going to stay that for her. She can win every tournament that we're a part of or whatever, but it's still staying at 1.5.
I like it.
Yeah.
She has a lot of nicknames. Smooth as Butter is one of hers.
Smooth as Butter?
Yep.
What's another one?
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
That one's always good.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? People in St. Louis, whenever I run events and stuff, they say it's Flanagan Shenanigans, and like that I run all these gimmicks and stuff with tournaments. It's quite funny, actually. There's actually a cool bowling center called Shenanigans. You can check out their website. I really like their website, and it's got a nice restaurant inside. I think it's in Texas.
Oh, that's cool.
I like their logo and stuff. I look up this weird stuff on Google in the middle of the night.
We were talking earlier. We're like, so do you think he sits at home and like writes down things to talk about the next time he's on, so he doesn't run out of material?
Nope.
No. Well, this is all ad lib.
It's all ad lib
from the word go.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, we don't pre-script anything. I would think that's pretty obvious with our style.
It's not that bad.
And it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Quote of the weekend. By the way, earlier, Doug, I went ahead and I named our chat moment of the day while you were away getting Megan. And our chat moment of the day came from Bowling for Dum Dums earlier. It said Mike Flanagan should be the USBC CEO. That's our chat moment of the day. Got me on a rant, and he won a piece of used 3/4-inch black bowler's tape, and he's sending me his address. We're gonna get that out to him.
Nice.
That's what he won today.
Nice. Do you think he'll frame it?
I don't know. I would hope he would use it.
Really? You think it'll stick?
I want him to mark his PAP with it when he's practicing his rev rate, figuring out his RPMs.
Do you still do that? Can you still? Is that still?
It's not legal during USBC competition because it's adding so much weight to the side of the ball, Doug. It would give you a sincere advantage over the rest of the competition. But for a long time, if you got a big gunk, like a big glob of something on the side of your ball from the back end, like grease, you weren't allowed to clean it off.
Rules have changed.
Yeah, they have changed. So maybe you should be able to have white tape on the side of your ball.
Yeah, maybe.
Brian Burkhardt here is like in front of the ball return, like lofting the whole cap. Still goes through the face.
Yeah.
Poor guy. We love him. He's here working.
He's the one
trying to bowl.
It does look tough out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It's been a long day and it's hot and they're probably tired.
Right.
And they're hooking a lot. It's tough. I'm
So,
glad I'm not bowling.
what do you and Shannon do for fun? What's just a typical good fun night for you guys?
We really enjoy playing games. We really like to play Tiger Woods, believe it or not.
On PlayStation or Xbox?
We actually have it for PlayStation and Xbox, and we have it for Wii, but it's not as much fun on Wii.
You guys have all three
systems.
Oh, we have everything. We are like, she is like the biggest techno nerd. That didn't come out right.
No, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, but she's like obsessed with electronics.
What games does she play?
Mostly Tiger. I can't. She does like football and basketball, but mostly Tiger.
Yeah, I enjoyed Tiger Woods on Wii.
My favorite on Wii, really?
Yeah, the only two. I don't, not really on Wii, but I like Tiger Woods and the college football series of games. That's the only two I've ever played.
I think my favorite Tiger was 06, and that was for the original Xbox.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. Nobody could beat me on that. I think that's probably why I liked it.
This is so funny. Strike Queen here.
That's my mom.
Yeah. I was going to go to bed until I heard my daughter Megan on the air. That's awesome. She says hi, Megan.
Hi, Mom.
Smiley face.
Look at Brad
Hope
Miller.
you let my dogs out.
What kind of dogs you have?
We have a Jack Russell and a Fox Terrier.
Okay. So a Jack Russell Fox Terrier.
I kind of want to come hang out at your place.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's pretty
You guys
cool.
talking Tiger Woods and cucumbers?
Yeah, and dogs. I mean, you can't get any better than that.
No.
So I'll tell you something. I love, like, my relaxation thing now that I do is about 11 o'clock at night I fire up my PlayStation and I play Gran Turismo.
I have not heard of that.
It's just a racing game.
Right.
So I like to kind of consider it like Cruising the World. Remember that? Or Cruising USA?
That's cool.
But you can drive all these different types of cars and you can play online.
Maybe Shannon would like that.
And I actually have about 80 online friends.
Wow. Aren't you special?
We get on there and we race all kinds of different stuff.
That's neat.
And believe it or not, when I'm on there, I use all these different voices and I make everybody laugh. And we run clean rooms where you're not allowed to bump each other, but everybody gets in the same car, so they're all equal.
Right.
But the draft is on, if you're familiar with NASCAR and everything. And we run all these different types of cars. We run road courses. We do all these things. And then we play dirty NASCAR sometimes, which they have this thing called Boost, to where if you get wrecked, you can still go faster and catch up.
Nice.
So we get in these dirty rooms, and that's what you do is you crash everybody, and then at the end you want to be the one out front or just drafting past them all.
That's funny.
And my brother and some of my center employees that I've worked with and very good friends over the years, and people I've met that are from like Missouri, that also go on, we get some very good rooms going.
It's hard to believe that relaxes you.
It does, because here's what happens.
You turn your brain off.
Right.
Yes,
that is
Doug,
so true. It doesn't matter what you play.
Yeah,
even though your brain's working,
brain off.
it turns the other half off.
I don't start thinking, oh my God, I should go get in this car and tune it like this and do this. I don't think that when it comes to this game. Movies and video games is what allows me to relax.
I love movies. My family and I go to a lot of movies.
Laying in bed and just like laying there with silence, that does not put me to sleep.
No, because your mind races and you think about
crazy.
Everything. Yeah. Totally true.
So what's the latest movie you've seen that was a good one?
I think the last thing we saw was Savages. It was a brutal movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
I mean, it had a good storyline, but it was kind of like along the lines of Saw. Like, it was just gruesome.
Really?
Yeah. I went with my mom and dad, and I told them after we went to the movie, we were at a tournament, and so we were staying at a hotel after. And I told them, I go, so we need to watch like cartoons or something before we go to bed because I feel like I'm gonna have nightmares.
Right.
It was bad. It was a good movie, but
the first Saw that came out, I watched that, and I needed some cartoon time.
You just need like something before you go to bed so you don't dream about crazy.
Who thought
stuff.
this up?
Yeah, I know.
Like somebody, there's an actual human being that thought
I gotta
this
be
up.
honest with you guys.
I think that too.
Yeah.
I really, honestly, have thought about other things to expand on the Saw series.
Perfect.
I'm really afraid
so you're one
to
of
say
those.
it. I mean, I don't like it in real life, but in a movie, I do.
Right.
It's really
I've
kinda
actually
gruesome.
seen all the Saws, and it's funny because they're really gruesome, but I don't know, it's cool.
I've actually said on our Inside Bowling show before, I've referenced one of the Saw scenarios with the merry-go-round and the rifle.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you have to pick which 3 are going to die, and the person works with them all. Pretty interesting, crazy, weird, sick, cold stuff.
It's crazy how people's minds worked. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was right, because we had Alina Laneside in studio, and I had to walk her to her car.
Because she was
scared her so bad.
Nice.
Here in the
she
chat,
probably didn't sleep very well that night.
No, they've got some funny stuff here. First of all, Scott Fleming says, Doug, quit playing on Facebook. What is the name of Father John's team? And it's Team Vokes, I believe.
How does he know I'm playing on Facebook?
Kelso, because you just changed your profile picture.
Oh.
Kelso, love you, Megan.
That's my dad.
And we've got here, says, just left your house, dogs are fed and in bed, Mom says. And also, Bowling for Dum Dums is laughing at what we're saying. And Johnny B. Good says, hey, Mike, we need to set up a satellite at one of your tournaments this year, maybe at the IB Open for the Proprietors Cup. And then they're talking about having a Proprietors Cup satellite on the Wii now. Maybe they want to have one on the Nintendo Wii.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
So, yeah, they've got all kinds of good ideas here in the chat. And here, you know, we talked about movies. The best movie I've seen recently is Magic Mike. I'm totally kidding.
You have not seen that movie.
I have not seen that
You know what's a funny story is my mom and I and Shannon went to see that, and we took my dad, and he was the only guy in the theater.
He's saying that Megan and Mom like Magic Mike.
Yeah, it was so funny. It was a really good movie. I would think that most men would want to go and learn what they should do.
Or just be in like a total ratio zone that you leave there with you can hand out business cards with your phone number and you're in.
Exactly. You got to think past the movie. You can sit through it for a couple of hours.
Oh, no kidding.
No doubt.
It's a business deal.
Sat through plenty of others.
That's right.
50 Shades of Grey when that comes out.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Dude. Any single guy
should want to go see that movie, though.
Just hang out.
Yeah.
In the center.
Yeah. If men were smart, they would read those books.
Read all of them.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Are you serious?
Every morning, sitting there eating my Eggos, starting my day.
Oh my goodness.
You are so full of it.
Yeah, I got gray hair.
I believe you, actually.
Yeah. I don't read it. I just want to see what's up with this guy.
My teleprompter. There's B squared over there on the end, bowling, and just watching, trying to get done here.
I think they're getting tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
We're all getting tired.
I think Shannon has the front 6 down there.
Oh, well, let's keep an update on that.
Yeah,
sure.
Sorry to pull you away from. She's been one hell of a cheerleader for these guys today.
You know, and I gotta say, my first dealings with Shannon in St. Louis was, I walked up to her, and said, "Hey, Shannon, welcome to St. Louis. Thanks for bowling our event. Means a lot. You're a great bowler. Admired your game over the years," which is totally true.
Right.
No bullshit. And I asked her after the block, "What'd you think of the pattern?" And she said, "There's too much oil." I haven't bowled on this much oil, and I don't know how long.
Yeah, it was a lot of mills.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 29?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And I said, well, okay. And she bowled good.
Yeah. She always bowls good.
Right.
I mean, that's no question.
So then my second dealing with her was on Sunday when 16 games are round robin, they're going to open up.
Right.
29 mils is the most I could put out there, really, to keep them from blowing up earlier.
Right.
And once Clara Guerrero shot 300, I saw Shannon when she walked by. She's like, I don't remember what she said. It was something like, I don't have a chance, or oh my God, I have them at a disadvantage, something like that.
Yeah, being on the left isn't fun when it comes down to
and
that.
she still led the freaking
I know.
tournament.
She's amazing.
She led the tournament.
I
So
know.
to say her look was bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. She just kind of she loses carry when the right blows up like that. I mean,
Right.
she just can't carry as much.
But they didn't get as deep
Right.
to really hurt her laydown
Right.
area.
True.
In my opinion, it never blew up that much.
I honestly don't know how much she gets affected. Like, I mean, right now she's bowling great, and these guys are laying it down.
Yeah, right,
where
exactly.
she's starting. So I don't know that really affects her that much.
So ever since then, she hugged me when she left and said, "Great tournament." And ever since, I think we've been totally okay.
You bonded.
Not that we had a problem, but like I think that we have, like, she has a respect now
Right.
for what I'm trying to do, because I really don't like low volume.
Right.
And I want people to drill the latest and greatest equipment to help the manufacturers and have to use hooking bowling balls.
Right.
And if you've got a high rev rate like Brian Valenta or Jason Belmonte, I want them starting right at 15.
Right. Right. Which is hard.
They should have to.
Right.
But I don't want Joe, 50-year-old senior bowler with 4 revs, to not have a line to the pocket.
Right. Right.
And I try to achieve both.
It's tough.
At every event. So people always say Flanagan gives people the 1 and 2 board. You can always play the gutter in his tournaments. Which there's such a small percentage of people that can do that. And I've never had anybody dominate a tournament playing out, because it's never out there the whole day.
Right.
I love giving people 1 or 2 boards on the gutter and keeping enough volume that everybody's right. And I want to hold up over a long period of time.
Right.
Every tournament pattern I put out is very similar to that. Just every house I go to has different characteristics.
Absolutely.
And I have to do different things. At Plaza Lanes, I tried a 22 milliliter oil pattern, and I knew I had no chance. I had to keep bumping it up. It's brand new SPL lane surface. You put out the USBC Open Championships pattern, you average 230 on it. Then you go to USBCs and you think you're going to kill it, and you average 190.
Yeah.
So I have a method to my madness, and if you guys bowl future tournaments, which I'm sure you will,
absolutely,
most of the time when you see my patterns, there's going to be a lot of volume out there. Just a little insight.
Perfect.
And
Doug
loves talking about it too. I remember on the tournament for the women's tournament with Iggy in the broadcast booth.
Yeah.
We talked about pattern equality.
Okay.
How we got a righty-lefty final, and you commented about the IB Open righty-lefty final.
Right, men's and women's. Yeah.
Yeah, the IB Open the first year, it took 193 average to make the top 32.
Wow.
In the men's tournament, and then like Anthony Lacaze averaged 222 for the tournament, was the leader, which isn't.
That's not very high.
Right, and we ended up having George Gohagen, who's an African American left-hander, bowling Jake Peters in the final.
I actually grew up with GG3.
Did you really?
I did.
Yeah.
Him and I have bowled league. We bowled league together when we were 8 years old. When he was so small, he had to use 2 hands all the way to the foul line.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we had an African-American left-hander against a Caucasian right-hander in the final, and we had a right-hander shoot 300 in a tournament, a left-hander shoot 300 in a tournament.
Nice.
I don't know what else you can do.
Can't be any more equal than that.
Right. And then the same thing in the women's event.
Yeah.
And the same thing in the urethane plastic tournament.
You're right, Stacey Jones versus Derek Kindig. So every time that happens, and it's never a lefty fest or a righty fest.
What about the doubles house shot, sports shot tournament? Those guys were all right-handers.
Yeah, but we didn't have many lefties participate.
No.
And it was at North Oaks, kind of a weird surface there.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the Argyle Assassin, King and Queen, plaid shorted, Michael Fagan, who likes to be known by his nickname, Mike Fagan.
Right.
Somebody was talking about him today, and they said his voodoo roll, and I thought that was just so funny.
It is kind of a voodoo roll.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's awesome.
It's like a boomerang roll. Oh, it is unbelievable.
The trick release.
Yeah. Looks like Shannon came off of her string.
Oh.
But it looks like she has a red number, and I can't really see it.
Here in the chat, they're talking about the Hangover 3 movie is going to be coming out.
Nice.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with those.
Doug and I actually, those movies were based off of he and I traveling throughout the United States.
Right.
I could see that.
I remember when Doug first introduced me to Mike Tyson.
So who lost their tooth?
I have lost numerous teeth.
Well, we've been, it hasn't been a good adventure with that. This is not my arm. This is one we borrowed from a guy that ran a junkyard somewhere in Bonne Terre, Missouri, I believe it was.
The dental plan at InsideBowling.com isn't quite what you would find at, Microsoft or Anheuser-Busch or...
We're talking with Megan Kelly up here in the booth. We're rounding out these 10 games of qualifying here from Jeff Carter's team event named after Mary Teubner, who was the maid of honor in Jeff Carter's wedding, and he lost her just a little while longer to intestinal cancer, I believe is what they call it, and he's been raising money for the cause of cancer for many, many years, 11 years now, through many different bowling tournaments, including PBA regionals, and now the inaugural Mary Teubner Team Challenge.
Team bowling is back in the Midwest at the least. 27 men's teams here. And
this long format's really fun.
The long format, even longer when you have a bracket issue in the middle of it.
That is so true.
Yeah.
I actually really love long format tournaments. The more I get to bowl, the happier I am.
Yeah, I am too.
Why. I don't know.
If it's 10 games, I always wish it was 12. If
I
it
know.
was 12, I wish it
am
was
the same way.
15.
It's bad.
Because I need all of them I can get.
Yeah.
I can't.
I feel like that too, but I really just enjoy to bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, when I don't make the cut, I'm mad that I don't get to bowl the next day. I don't care about anything else. I just am upset that I don't get to bowl. And usually if it's round robin, I'm really upset because I love round robin.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about this. What do you think about an idea for a tournament where the entry fee is $300? All right, first of all, that sounds ridiculously stupid.
Why?
For men or women?
Both.
Okay.
Both. It's a mixed tournament.
All right.
Do you think that's too much?
Most people would say $300 for a tournament? You're nuts. Nobody's going to pay it. But here's how it works. Let's just say you get 100 people, all right? $200 goes to the main event tournament that's happening on Saturday. $100 from every entry automatically goes to the second chance tournament to begin Sunday morning for everybody that didn't make the cut.
Nice.
On the opposite side of the bowling center. It'd have to be in a split-level house. So basically everybody essentially is bowling something the next day. They've either made the cut or they're starting over fresh. And the second pattern is always going to be a little bit easier than what they bowled on the day before.
Right. I like that. I think it's a good idea. I think it might bring more people out who are afraid to compete against the best if the best are going to be there.
Yeah, because if all these people beat your brains in, well, the next day...
You still have another chance to bowl.
Yeah, it's like the next tier.
Yeah.
But you have...
I would love that because I, again, love to bowl, so...
Do you get your $100 deposit back if you make the cut?
Nope. It also goes to the tournament. The prize funds are based separately.
So you're paying into the other prize fund, but you're not bowling for it.
Yeah, if you made the cut,
Right, but at the same time, it was your insurance policy, and you beat these people's brains in and probably took all their bracket money.
Right.
Do you really want to stomp on them and piss on them, too?
You could be over there. It's true.
Yeah. Would you rather have, since that money went to that, just not bowled well in this and gone over and participated for a prize fund with half as much money?
No.
No. But, of course, the criticisms would start rolling in.
Yes,
so.
Right.
For sure. There always is. You can never win, really.
No, you can't make
Everybody always has something that they don't like about everything.
We are live streaming a charity team tournament for free. Not accepting anything, and we've been getting bashed all day
Really?
in the chat room by a couple guys.
Well,
It means we're getting too big.
Yeah, and we had our first porn links come up on the website today, too.
And we had to ban the users.
Ouch.
So, yep, we knew it would happen one day. It took a year and a half.
It did take a year and a half of this, but we
so
finally
you're saying
got...
your day's been pretty exciting.
So we finally got our
Not
first...
bad.
Of all the bowling shows and live streamed events, we finally got our first pornography links that somebody threw up there. And B Squared was on it. Speaking of on it, we got Brian Goebel up on 14. For those of you that watched the women's event at Plaza Lanes, that was a loop video that played in between. Most of the blocks was Brian Goebel's 296 versus Norm Duke's 280 at Peoria's Landmark Lanes on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Doug's favorite telecast of all time.
Duke sporting the Black Dragon Columbia shirt with the chin strap beard.
It was the name of that company was...
but he was throwing the Columbia Beast.
He was throwing the Beast, but yeah, there was that Champions was the name of the ball company. The shirt he was wearing, the Dragon, made by Champions.
Okay.
Shannon with another strike down there you're clapping for.
I did, but she left a 7. I didn't see it. I know.
It's tough down here, isn't it?
When she walked backwards off the lane, and I noticed she wasn't too happy, so yeah.
Well, we hate to take you from the hooting and hollering down there
it's okay.
for your.
I haven't been doing it all day. But they do seem to be bowling better this game. Adam does have the front 8, I think.
He does? Barna Nation?
Yeah.
What a great guy Adam is.
Yeah, we finally got him to move in. We were all on him the last couple of games. We're like, you moving in yet?
I really like Adam.
He's awesome.
Some people criticize Adam because Adam likes to talk about Adam.
Yeah, but he's so funny. I mean, how can you not like Adam? He's just hilarious.
If he wouldn't talk about himself, then there's...
I mean, what is he going to pick on other people? It's right. Yeah, he's awesome.
And what I like about him is he's so courteous and so cautious. He's like, no, we can't put this pickle or cucumber on your webcast. Mike wouldn't want that. I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, really? Okay.
He is. It's funny. This is the first time that I've really hung out with him, but I have done nothing but laugh today. It has been very entertaining.
Oh, I can imagine.
Bowling for Dum Dums just keeps buttering me up, keeps telling me I need to be the CEO of USBC. CEO. I'm going to sleep well tonight. I've had a horrible week. It just keeps coming down. All these things have been frustrating me. But I think today we've turned over a new leaf, and tomorrow is going to be very fun bringing the action to everybody. If you've enjoyed hanging out with us today, Megan, and you want to sit in the booth tomorrow,
sure,
anytime.
We could really use kind of a person that can let us know what's going on and painting pictures and giving us the excitement.
I don't know how good of a painter I am, but I mean I can work.
I think you got it in you.
I think Doug, you still have a paint by numbers kit out?
No,
in
I could probably do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
as long as I can use my toes to count.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got paint by number. I got whatever we need.
It might have melted in the car, though. It's pretty hot out there.
True. Well, it's in the hotel.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's in the hotel room refrigerator for tomorrow.
Perfect.
Yeah, the Sunday kit.
The Sunday kit.
And Saturday new hires.
Wow, they're starting to get into it here.
I have no idea what just happened.
I think it's just Greg Zika.
He just got a strike, and the whole world went crazy.
Yeah, they did.
It's probably his first 3-bagger tonight.
Tomorrow we'll be bringing you all of the lanes, so let's think about this. 5 pairs.
Yep.
10 teams right in front of us, so boom, shakalaka, right here.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll be able to hop back and forth. And
I saw an extra frame. You were talking with Jackie Bowling down in the bowlers area. Maybe perhaps tomorrow you might be interested in not being necessarily our Jackie Bowling, but you could do some interviewing.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that.
Yeah,
we got a microphone right here.
We'd enjoy that. That would be good.
Yeah, I could probably make that happen.
We've been looking all day for
I mean, I'm no Jackie Bowling, but I mean, you know, I can work.
She's got her own style, and, you know, we just utilize whoever we can utilize. And if you feel comfortable enough, you know, let us know tomorrow. We could really use a third person.
Sure, I'd love to help.
Because if you ask Doug, I love getting out of the booth. It's like my favorite thing.
He does.
I was so fried at the Proprietors Cup.
Were you?
And Billy's in the chat, but we ran into so many technical issues
at
that bowling center.
I swear that place has